So let's start. Next slide, please. So if you're not familiar with the Colorado Department of Agriculture, here's a quick overview. We're a team of more than 300 people with headquarters in Broomfield. We have commissioners and staff based all across the state. We have 10 divisions, from labs to conservation services, animal welfare, the state fair, and etc. CDA works to strengthen Colorado agriculture and ensure it's a key driver of our economy, to promote a safe and high quality food supply and protect consumers, and to support stewardship of the land and resources. Next slide, please. So the markets division at CDA works to increase marketing and processing opportunities for Colorado agriculture and to support market development. We have 11 programs, which include Colorado Proud, which promotes locally raised or made products. The Colorado Wine Board, we have an international team that supports trade opportunities. And we also have a community food access program and several grant and loan programs. And the newest program, next slide, please, is the Climate Smart Market Program. It was created to expand market opportunities for Colorado farmers and ranchers who are using practices that are responsive to Colorado's climate-related changes and challenges, and take care of our soil, water, and ecosystems. And there aren't really official definitions for climate smart or regenerative agriculture, but both terms describe very similar approaches. The program definition for climate smart is on the lower part of the screen. Essentially, there's a focus on raising crops in ways that improve soil health and use water more effectively, and these tend to reduce the need for synthetic inputs over time, and overall greenhouse gas emissions are reduced. And our program definition also includes climate smart supply chain practices, where businesses purchase, process, sell, or distribute climate smart crops, and or have reduced energy and water use in production or packaging, use upcycled ingredients, etc. Okay. Thanks, Amanda, for sharing the chat. Okay, so I'm gonna put some useful links in the chat now. You can find more information. We have a Climate Smart page, and that is the application for the form, and here is the link for the page. I think that my chat is not actually, there we go. Okay. There we go.
Came through. Yeah, you're good.
Great, thank you. All right. Yeah, so both those links should be good resources. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so about this opportunity, first I want to share a little bit about Newtopia Now. It's a new industry event that's hosted by New Hope Network, and it launched last year in Denver. It's a smaller, more intimate version of their big Natural Products Expo West show that's been around for decades. Last year, CDA supported 5 companies who source climate smart ingredients from Colorado to exhibit at Newtopia. And exhibiting together as Colorado companies was a special experience, because as we prepared for the show, of synergies and collaborations really grew among the whole cohort of brands. And as a group, we also got some local love from local media outlets and from New Hope, et cetera, which was great. And the reason we want to offer this opportunity again this summer is to really shine a light on the innovative work that's being done in this area across the state. Also to help companies connect with buyers, investors, whatever, to meet their goals, and to provide an opportunity to learn more about market trends and opportunities with climate smart and regenerative ag and brands. And this year, we're really leveraging our experience from last year to help brands maximize the lasting value of being at this show and to prepare their approach. And we also want to bring a few producers this year who are interested in learning more about the market and in making valuable connections themselves. So I'll share more specific details about what we're planning for Newtopia, but now I want to hand it over to Nancy, Joe, and Ashley, who are going to give us a great insights into the show itself.
Great. Thanks so much, Susan. And thank you all for being here today. And Ashley and I will guide you through really what we're doing. It's really exciting. And again, my name's Nancy Joe. And why don't we go to the next slide and start with a video.
In a world where connections mean everything, you've come to a place where each interaction brings you closer. Closer to new ideas, new ways to connect, and co-creating what's next for purpose-driven business.
The connections I make here will not only accelerate the business growth that we have at Target, but I can work with great brands that I can bring to shelf quickly.
Closer to moments that shape your business's future, and conversations that inspire new possibilities.
We're meeting the buyers that we really wanted to connect with.
And closer to turning new friends into true partnerships that drive the next wave of transformation in our industry.
It feels like a party, but a serious party where people are sharing.
Every connection you make could be the key to turning your vision into reality.
Having those deeper conversations, that's just been really invaluable.
So, here's to the connections that shape us all. Let's make them count and drive the future forward together.
Wonderful. I get so excited with that video. I just love it. So we'll go to the next slide. Newtopia is basically known for being
connections mean everything.
Whoop. There we go. Susan wants to play it again. Newtopia is known for being the launch pad for some of the most well-known CPG natural organic products across food and beverage. It's health, beauty and wellness categories. It's where innovative and purpose products are driven to connect with buyers, investors, and retailers to connect. So anyone who is looking to expand and accelerate their grocery footprint across specialty, mass, and natural retail channels, this show is exactly for you. Next slide, please. This is a sample of some of our speakers from, they're both emerging and established brands, leaning into the buyers. We're bringing in the retailers that'll give all stakeholders insights to what goes on into driving, strong partnerships here at Newtopia. I can't see the slides, but that's okay. I believe this is the next slide. Next, please. Some of the other brand retailers that we have, they are for natural specialty and independent retailers, mass market, and big box retailers. I think that's it. I'll turn it over to Ashley for the next one.
Yeah, thank you. I'll go ahead and just jump into our schedule here so you can go to the next slide. We have a lot of fun, different things happening across the different expo hall days, as well as what's going on pre-show. And so starting us off, we'll be kicking off on Wednesday, the 20th with our community experiences and our opening night reception. these are a really fun way to be able to network and engage off of the expo hall floor and outside of just our Newtopia Now show. And so a couple options that we have here is Plants with Purpose, going to the York Street Denver Botanic Gardens. We partnered with We Don't Waste. They were our donation partner at the show last year. We're using them again for our donations after the show, but we'll have 2 different opportunities to work with them to fill and supply grocery bags that they then bring to the larger Denver community, which is really amazing. And we're really excited to bring Women in CPG Luncheon back. And so a lot of fun, different things happening around. All this information is on our website too. So definitely check back if you're looking to learn more about any of these experiences or more about our neighborhood networking night. All of this information, again, is on our website. And then Thursday and Friday are the days that our expo hall floor is open. And so we've created now a buyer only hour. We brought that in this year for Newtopia just to really help, again, bring those one-on-one connections. Our expo hall floor is open from 10 to 5 both days. We have incredible neighborhood content happening on the expo hall. We have different lounges that will bring networking opportunities as well as one-on-one meetings. Our Conscious Connections and Hosted Buyer Lounge will be open all the days. So we just have a totally jam-packed show and it's going to be awesome. Next slide, please. Here's a couple awesome photos. I love the photo of Carla Hall. She really brought high energy to the Glow stage last year. And then another great event that we had was our Yoga Zen on the Rocks, which was yoga at Red Rocks Amphitheater, which was one of our community experiences. And so again, just a nice little picture grouping of all the fun things that we had last year and more things to be excited for this year.
Great. Yeah, the key point here is these events are created for both the attendees and the exhibitors to come together, right? So it's not just one person, it's really everyone bringing the industry together. Now, I believe the next slide is another video of an exhibitor, is that correct? Great.
That is correct.
We decided of all the different food products we could potentially get into, sauce was one. It was a sleepy category. It really was a food that served no purpose other than purely flavor. And at Newtopia, it was very validating for us as a company because we started to get a little bit of buzz. Different retailers kept coming around and saying, hey, I'm telling my whole team to come over and try this. We ended up connecting with a national retailer that gave us an opportunity. What happened by virtue of the relationship that we created at Newtopia is we had to scale. We had to scale our infrastructure and we had to scale our capacity. And the people that we're scaling with, we met at Newtopia. And from a packaging standpoint, from a product standpoint, from a sourcing standpoint, from a shipping standpoint, all of those connections were honestly made at the Newtopia Now conference. So it was a really big program for us, and kind of like that Sturdy Sauce before Newtopia, Sturdy Sauce after Newtopia, a very different company.
Cool. So we'll go to the next slide showcasing the floor plan. Basically what we did is we divided the floor plan into 3 separate neighborhoods, and we are putting products into those neighborhoods which resonate with the theme. So for instance, in the bottom left-hand corner, you have Glow. Glow is new face of natural beauty and holistic wellness. It's basically clean beauty products showcasing the latest cosmetics, skin and hair care. To the right, bottom right, is Regenerate. These are products and business models making a positive environmental impact. So brands committed to regenerative agriculture and lean into the community. And then in the back area, our biggest section is Thrive, and that's our latest conscious products helping shape the future of human health. So that would be more like plant-based products, organic supplements, and better for you foods. Also, just to note, each neighborhood, you'll see orange boxes. Those are stages that will be given our education, panel discussions. That's where there'll be a lot of stoop talks, and so it's ongoing throughout the event. Next slide, please. Here are some examples of the exhibitors in each of the neighborhoods, just to show you who, we have a slew of companies, but these are just some examples in each of the Glow, Thrive, and Regenerate neighborhoods. Next slide, please. The marketplace is a retail store that everyone will be walking through as they enter the exhibit hall. This is products that exhibitors are going to be able to submit one product, most likely their best-selling product, where attendees could come through and look at it. They'll be able to scan the back QR code and direct them directly to where they could find that product on the expo floor. We're really excited about that. Next slide, please. The other thing that we're doing a little bit different is our matchmaking for the Conscious Connections. We call it Conscious Connections. This is the opportunity for exhibitors to reach out 5 weeks before the show. They would download the show app and be able to reach out to all of the attendees to start scheduling meetings. They are in charge of their calendar, and all exhibitors upload their products through our Beacon platform, so they could connect also with them. Then we use an AI feature that connects both apps. We'll go to the next slide, please. Each package comes with, we have packages for the booth space, and they come with activations, they come with the marketplace, they come with the matchmaking. It all depends on what your goals and values are for wanting to exhibit at the show, whether it's thought leadership, getting sampling out there, brand awareness. So we help you with that by including these activations with the brand. So we're helping every way possible to get out their brand, their message to our communities. Next slide, please. This is a slide just showcasing the pricing, how we set up the show. Like I said earlier, we have everything included in these packages, from matchmaking to the marketplace to the Beacon product platform and your activations and your turnkey booth space. So it's there already set up by the time you get there. And I think that's what I have for today.
Great. That's great. All right. And the Newtopia website link, if you want to learn more, is in the chat. Thanks so much, Nancy and Ashley.
You're welcome.
So hopefully now you're all excited about the show. And if you have questions specifically about Newtopia, Ashley and Nancy Jo are staying and can answer those in the Q&A session at the end. So next slide, please. So if you're wondering if you should apply as a brand, our criteria for brands is that you source one or more crop or ingredient that was raised using climate smart practices in Colorado, that you have at least one Colorado-based facility. And for the tabletop space, which is what we're offering here, it's a 2x6 tabletop, that's the package. New Hope asks that you have less than 2 million in revenue, annual revenue. And the important part here is that we really, in the application, we've asked questions about to demonstrate how you're proving or measuring your climate smart impact. So those will be important in terms of really selecting brands that represent what we're aiming for and want to share with this exhibit. Next slide, please. So, and yeah, new this year, we'd like to bring some producers. So that's our shorthand for farmers and ranchers. So the criteria for farmers and ranchers is that you use one or more climate smart practice in your Colorado operation and to produce climate smart crops. And, ideally, I assume producers who would be interested in coming to this show have a market-facing approach. So maybe you're already selling or thinking about selling value-added products, or you have some vertical integration on your operation, whether it's a mill or some processing, etc. And next slide, please. Just a note is that referring back to the application and Climate Smart webpage are great resources. And if you have more specific questions, we can answer those one-on-one when you submit your application. Okay, so what can you expect? First, there's the synergy of exhibiting in a group that I mentioned earlier. This year, if you look at the timeline section, you can see an outline of our plan. This is what I was talking about with leveraging the experience from last year, where we want to offer, we plan to offer monthly office hour calls where the CDA staff and subject matter experts can help you refine your brand pitch, help you really target the connections you want to make at the show, and help you set up meetings, think about setting up meetings before the show so you're on your game at the show. And then in terms of, and then the other, after the show, we want to continue collaborating and communicating, have that peer-to-peer support and connections after the show, have periodic meetings where you can share learnings, challenges, opportunities, connections, and more. And in terms of costs, the package for the tabletop exhibit is $3,500 is the full value. And that includes 3 exhibitor badges for your team to come, the ability to sample products. There's a table skirt and a stool. New Hope produces press releases and releases those on its website. And as Nancy mentioned, you get a product in the marketplace and access to the matchmaking with buyers and whoever you want to connect with. And we don't have the financials. We plan to work one-on-one, with the applicants during the selection, but we've committed to paying the majority of the costs. At most selected brands will contribute up to a total of $1,000, and that will include all products need to get approved by New Hope Standards department. So you submit, that's the first step, and that costs $99. So up to $1,000 total. And then additional costs that brands should expect is product samples and parking downtown. And then if you want to hire staff or stay downtown in Denver, those might be additional costs. So that's about what you're looking at. In terms of producers, we will cover the show pass, and then we will work individually with the producers directly. So next slide, please. The deadline, the application deadline is for this Friday, May 2nd, and that QR code will take you to the website. And next question. Yes, thank you, Amanda, for mentioning the Q&A function. I don't know if we have any questions, but please feel free. I can unmute you if you want to talk or raise a hand.
Yeah, I think we did lose a couple of attendees, but if anyone does have a question and you wanna speak, just raise your hand and we can allow you to talk. If you're more comfortable with typing something into the chat, we can take a look there. Otherwise, we can go. Okay, perfect.
Like
Tabitha. Yeah, let's go ahead, Tabitha. We should be able to hear you now.
Okay, perfect. Hi. Thank you for this presentation. It's been very interesting. We are an operation, so I work for both. We have 2 sides, and they're 2 separate companies. So we have both the farmer producer side. We're a farm on the Western Slope that grows primarily peaches. And then we're creating a peach processing plant in Austin, Colorado. And we're also like through that, we've also developed some just like value added products. Do you think it would be beneficial for us to just kind of come together, even though we're two different companies, kind of run by the same people, vertical integration? Or should we apply as two separate entities?
Yeah, I mean, my thought is yeah, it sounds like you're collaborating. I mean, I would think submitting together. I mean, you could come as a producer and maybe bring some of your value added products. I don't know how far along you are in your brand journey. Do you have a website or direct to consumer sales?
Yeah, we have so over the past few years we've been just selling peach puree. So we haven't been selling a whole lot of the value added products except for the peach puree yet, but we have like a Bellini mix and a peach margarita mix that we're making and
Okay.
and so yeah, we have those products that will be on the market this year.
That's great. Amanda, I don't know if you have any other thoughts.
Tabitha, I was going to say that if you could send images along with your application, so we can see how far along you are with the branding and your packaging, I think that would be helpful. But it sounds to me like submitting as one application works. And if you have staff who can attend to the table, and if like you as a producer or somebody else on your team wants to come and walk the show, we can work with you'll have passes to do that. And we can always give, an extra one if there's, 3 of you that want to attend. But I do think applying as one entity makes the most sense. But it would be great to just see how far along you are in your product development. I think that would give us a good sense.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And I'm not sure if the form will accept images. So my email's right there. And I think my email's also, there's a contact us and on the website. So you could feel free to email me.
Okay,